The story's about two men. One is an old wrestler, at the end of his career. The other is his manager, and they spend the end of their lives. They're going downhill, and they spend it touring around small South American countries, putting up exhibitions, wrestling exhibitions, and they offer a challenge to anyone who is, any strong guy of the local town who is willing to go up onto the ring and resist 3 minutes with a champ. And, they've been doing that for many years, for quite a time, until eventually they come to a small town called Santa Maria, where, an unexpected event makes things change completely for the life of these for both of these three men.
Well, I was born in Uruguay, and I've read that story when I was
an adolescent.
Yes, and I always loved that story, and I always thought that it would be very cinematographic for a short film. And actually, I tried to make a short film of it 10 years ago, but I didn't find the way to finance it, and then I leave it. And I forget it about it. And 5 years ago, we were having some whiskeys with Gary. It was Gary's birthday.
It was my birthday.
Yeah. And he was trying to convince me, I don't know about what, and blah, 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 saying things about it. I don't know what he was trying to convince me, but I said, okay, you know what?
I was being Orsini. I was trying to convince him there.
Yes.
I was being the manager.
You would have been a great Orsini. And he said, what? Orsini, you would have been a great Orsini. I don't know what you're talking about. And I told him this story. And he said, that's a very nice story. And I said, yes, it's a very nice story. And it would be great to do a feature film about it. And you to play Orsini. And that was the origin of it.
That was how it all started.
The short story is a story that we really took the main two characters of the short story and the main situation, and then we tried to make our own world, our own cinematographic world, and
around the two characters.
Yes. I think it's a great mixage. We really thought that it was for us. It's for me it's a great short story. But to do a feature film, you must get some detachment of it. I never read anything about the story or the writer in these 4 years, trying to get just like a cinematographic detached, For me, cinema is very personal. It's it has to do with your intellect, but also with your emotions, and you must to take the material you have and to make it yourself.
Make it your own.
Your own, yes. If not, it's impossible to do something original or something that it merece la pena.
This is something that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
I mean, in my case, for example, the character of Orsini, for example, it's like, you get the idea, you read the short story and you know who the man is, but then you have to start to develop on that. Like you live, in your imagination, you're living this man's life, you're going back, who was he, what did he do, where was he born, how many brothers did he have? You do that kind of exercise, and what happens is that you come up with your own character, with your own man. And then you put them into the context of the story, and then it seems. It's funny how that works, because then it's all very easy. Once you know who the characters are and the circumstances where they are, where the story's set, everything happens in a rather easy way. If you have a kind of wild or vivid imagination, which in this case Álvaro has.
Well, the casting process starts with Gary, because it was the origin of the whole story. And when we were writing the script, we were always saying, okay, what a great character Jacob will be. But who would play this character, because it was so difficult to get an actor that could also be a strong man and could really play the character. So we started to do a big casting. We went even to Germany, and at the end I did remember the Werner Herzog film Invincible, which is played by Yoko Ahola and Tim Roth. And I told Gary, okay, remember this film, blah blah blah. Why don't we try to get into Yoko? And I did get into him, and he did came to Madrid. We have some rehearsals, and he agreed to start to learn wrestling. Yoko has been a few years ago the strongest man on earth. You know, this guy, these competitions, yes, of taking trains, and he was twice times the strongest man on earth. That's why Herzog took him to play in his movie. And Yoko agreed to get fatter, to get like 15 kilos to play the character, and to let his beard and hair grow. Then it was Antonella Costa for Adriana. That she's a very well-known Argentinian actress, and I really thought that she could be great for the part. And Cesar Troncoso from Uruguay, I already know him very well from his work in Uruguay. The main four actors of the movie are well, Yoko, Gary, Cesar, and Antonella. They are very well-known actors in each of their countries. But for the rest of it, we have done an important. We have had an important casting process to get the actors. But there's a big mix between actors and professional actors and non-actors. We have people, for example, that works in different. We have one of the actors. He's a guy that he takes care of cars in the street, just to, you know, you pay some money and he just say, okay, you can park here, and he's one of the fighters, for example. But I really, I'm flattered if Bavaria talks about Kaurismäki. I really love Kaurismäki films. I think that in Uruguay we have a strange thing regarding Finland, that we are, I think, the two most melancholic countries, at least the films are. We both like tangos and as our national music, so I think there are a lot of things in common, perhaps, and some type of sense of humor, yes. I'm flattered that they think that